Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy Monday, wherever you are, and I am so glad that we're here together. We have brand new books this week coming to you from CANDLEWICK Press and, of course, Penguin Random House as well. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time, and we have a special guest that will be joining us on Thursday. Charlotte Chang will be here on Thursday with us, reading her brand new book, Night Market Rescue, and of course that one coming to us special, brand new, and of course I'm excited for you to meet Charlotte and of course enjoy the brand new book. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you, and of course wherever you're joining us from, please let us know, and let us know how the weather is like today as well. Out here in Oakland, it is much cooler, of course, than it was over the weekend. So if you're going out here in Oakland, please be sure to carry a jacket with you, carry some warm clothing, and it might open up slightly later in the day, but the morning will definitely start out cold. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Hazel and Twig, yes, the series of Hazel and Twig, The Birthday Fortune, is coming to you, and this one is written and illustrated by Brenna Yu. And of course, this one kicks off our celebration of Asian American and Pacific Island Heritage Month. Thank you so much indeed for joining in. And of course, too, here, like I say always when we have these special events here on Storytime, is that we always look to celebrate everybody here on Storytime. We always look to include everybody here on Storytime. And so when we do have special days like this, yes, we want to highlight specific cultures, specific creators, but we want to make sure that we do that on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. So please, if you see us slacking, let us know. Give us a little shake. Let us know what we need to be doing, and we'll definitely get our act right. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, too, we've had Marietta Apollonia with a brand new book. Congratulations, and of course, thank you indeed for coming to Storytime last week. But of course, we do have one more event coming up on June 3rd, and that is the Fairylands, Children's Fairylands Children's Book Festival. So come and join us for this one on June 3rd with lots of creators, lots of fan guaranteed. Come on out and have fun with us. Excited for that one. And then, of course, too, we do have Charlotte Chang coming to us on Thursday. Do look out for that. And we do have an amazing lineup as well this week. I'll try and get up the graphic up for you before we leave But of course, it will be up here and of course on all the Storytime platforms. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a wonderful story. What a way to kick us off. Love, love, love in the house. Thank you so much for joining in. We appreciate you. We love you, Ari, and of course, Megan out there in Kentucky. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Good morning, you say. Well, good morning to you too. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. Appreciate you all. Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing today? Marietta, thank you so much for being here up there in Harvard, Massachusetts. I hope that you're managing to take a breath, to find a space, to take a breather as you're on this marathon, the release of your brand new book, and of course all the different events that you've had to do. Congratulations! Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for coming to Storytime the other day, and of course telling us a little bit about your work and of course your amazing book. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, and of course Henry sending you love, love, love as well. Nick, good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. And it is a sunny spring morning out there in Harvard, Massachusetts. Well, send us a slice of that out here in Oakland because it is a little bit cold today. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Good morning to you, Sarah and Nathan in misty gray Illinois today. Well, thank you so much for joining in. And you say happy Monday to everybody. Well, happy Monday to you too. We've been thinking of healthy thoughts for you all weekend, and I hope you are feeling better. You know what? Those healthy thoughts definitely went a long way. I am feeling much, much better. Just a bit of clearing the throat here and there, but definitely feeling stronger, feeling better, and hopefully this trajectory continues, and of course too hopefully no long-term effects. But thank you so much for that love. Thank you for checking in. Appreciate you, and thank you for your beautiful thoughts as well. Absolutely appreciate it. And thank you. Feeling a whole lot stronger, feeling much, much better. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, Sarah and Nathan, and of course Amanda West out there in misty gray Illinois today. Well, thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely love it. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney out there in pretty warm Natchitoches, Louisiana. Well, thank you so much for joining in. And you say marvelous Monday to you all from Braylon, Chad, and of course Auntie Pam and Auntie Ann. Thank you so much for joining in. You know what? Have a marvelous Monday yourself. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you. Good morning to you. How are you doing today, Owen? And you say it's been a while. Well, it has been a while. We've missed you here. But you know what? We know you're always with us in spirit, right? Thank you so much for joining in. And I hope too that you've been able to catch a recording or two here and there. The warmer weather has been calling us outside. I hear you 100%. Thank you so much for joining in, and especially because I've had to stay in this past week. When you stay in by choice, it's different, but when you have to stay in, it feels different. And so I totally hear you. Please go out there and enjoy those outdoors. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it that you're here with us, of course. It is rainy out there in Kentucky. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing. And of course, you know what we say always, good weather for reading. So here we go with our story for today. This one is from the Hazel and Twig series. This one is called The Birthday Fortune. It is written and illustrated by Brenna Burns You, and of course we're reading this one with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Feeling a whole lot better. Thank you so much for asking, Ari and Megan. I am feeling better indeed. Thank you for being here. Yeah, just a bit of throat clearing here and there, but absolutely feeling wonderful right now. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and I'm glad that we're here together. Remember, Charlotte Chang will be here on Thursday for reading with us and of course in conversation with us. So please keep an ear out for that one. Mark your calendar for that one and join in the fun. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll catch you on the other side of this short break when we're back for more story time. Thank you so much for joining in today.
Hi, I'm Charlotte Chang, co author of Bobo Loves Dumplings, Bobo's Colorful Chinese New Year, and Night Market Rescue. And this is Storytime with Mr. Lamada.
Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, yes, Charlotte Chang will be here on Storytime Live on Thursday morning. So join in and come and have fun with us. And of course, Night Market Rescue. Thank you so much for joining in today. We're going to kicking off our AAPI Heritage Month celebrations here. Of course, it's been going on the whole of April. So please look around too in your neighborhoods, your local libraries. They're always a good resource. Find out what's happening, find out what's being done, and join in all the activities, join in all the learning. So here we go. The birthday fortune, Hazel and Twig. This one is written by Brenna Burns Yu and and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Default. I'm going to my default there. All right, here we go. Oh, I love it. Written and illustrated by, yes. All right, here we go. Hazel and Twig, The Birthday Fortune. Written and illustrated by Brenna Burns Yu and read with permission of the publishers, Candlewick Press. Second time's the charm for sure. Here we go. Hazel's little sister Twig was much smaller than Hazel. She followed Hazel everywhere. Hazel could fly her kite higher than the Queen Anne's lace. Twig was happy to chase the string. Yes, indeed. Twig was happy to chase the string. Siblings, love it. Twig didn't know weeds from flowers. Hazel knew violets from buttercups. Let's pick some for Uma, Hazel said. They are beautiful, their mother said, and she put the weeds and the flowers into a vase together. They are beautiful, their mother said, and she put the weeds and the flowers into a vase together. What are you working on? Hazel asked. I am writing invitations, said Uma. It was almost Twig's first birthday. Aww. Hazel sealed the envelopes. Twig liked to help too. Aww. Super helpful, Twig. Hazel sealed the envelopes. Twig liked to help too. While they waited for the male snail to collect the invitations, Hazel told Twig how they would tell her fortune at the party. It's called a doljabi. We will put out lots of things like a lute and a ball of yarn and some toasted thistle seeds. Then you will go pick one, only one, okay? If you pick the lute, it means you will be a musician. And the yarn means you will have a really long life. Oh. Does your family have this tradition? Have you done this tradition? Have you participated in it before? Well, the seeds meant peace and plenty. There would be a book for a scholar, a hammer for a builder, a brush for an artist, and a stethoscope for a doctor, too. Mm. Make sure to have a book in there, too, for that storyteller, right? Hazel said, uh-oh, if you pick the brush, it will be very messy around here. If you pick the brush, it'll be very messy around here. They spent days getting ready. Appa and Hazel made dandelion kimchi and fiddlehead soup. Twig banged pots with a spoon. Sounds like fun. Maybe somebody will be a drummer. Yes, Appa and Hazel made dandelion kimchi and fiddlehead soup. Twig banged pots with a spoon. Ah. Harmony arrived with clover kimchi, rainbow rice cakes, and a kiss for each granddaughter. So cute. What did I choose at my doljabi? Hazel asked, even though she knew the answer. The yarn, Harmony said. Hazel loved that. She wanted to leave to be twice as old as Harmony, at least. What will Twig choose? Hazel asked. We will have to wait and see, said Appa. I hope she picks the yarn, said Hazel, so we can live a long time together. Yes, indeed. I hope she picks the yarn so we can live a long time together. The night before the party, Appa gathered fireflies for the lanterns. Uma hung out the beautiful hanboks that Hazel and Twig would get to wear. Special clothes too. I want some. I want some too. Oh. Twig yawned. She didn't know it would be her birthday in the morning. She just wanted to tug on the long sash of her hanbok. Ah, yes. Hazel was too excited to sleep. She could not wait to put on her hanbok the next day. She could not wait to see what Twig would choose. What do you think Twig would choose? Did somebody say a truck? We will see. Hazel could not sleep. She could not wait to put her hanbok on the next day. She could not wait to see what Twig would choose. When the sun came up over the tall oak, the guests arrived. Happy birthday, Grandma Thistle said, tying a balloon around Twig's waist. Oh, Hazel, Twig, you're growing like milkweed, Grandpa Thistle said. Oh, that's how I feel about all the kids in my life. Growing like milkweed. Growing up too quickly. Slow down. Before long, the party was hopping. Everyone was wondering what Twig would choose at the doljabi. But Twig was too busy watching her balloon float away to pay any attention to all of that. Way too busy. Yes, everybody was wondering what Twig would choose at the doljabi. But Twig was too busy watching her balloon float away to pay any attention to all of that. Good for you, Twig. Good for you. Soon it was time for the doljabi. Uma and Appa unrolled a carpet and laid out the objects. Hazel held her breath and crossed her fingers. Twig reached out her paw and started to walk. What was Twig going to pick? What do you think? Drum roll, please. What was Twig going to pick? Then she stepped. Then she stopped. She looked up. Hazel looked up. Everyone looked up. What's there? What could it be? Yes. Twig started to walk on the carpet. Then she stopped. She looked up. Hazel looked up. Everyone looked up. What could it be? Twig reached up as the feather floated. As the feather floated down, it landed in her paw. This had never happened before. What could it mean? What does it mean indeed? Will she be a bird? Will she be a bird watcher? A keeper of birds? What do you think? What does it mean? Twig reached up as the feather floated down. It landed in her paw. This had never happened before. What could it mean? What could it mean indeed? Appa scratched his head. A feather means she will be very ticklish. Very ticklish? No, Appa. Hazel was disappointed. Then she thought about Twig. Twig likes my kite. She let her balloon fly away. A feather means Twig will fly someday. Do you agree with Hazel? Everyone oohed. Oh. And awed. Ah. And clapped tiny paws. Yay! Yes. Twig likes my kite. She let her balloon fly away. A feather means Twig will fly someday. And everybody oohed. Ooh. And everybody awed. Ah. And clapped tiny paws. Yay! Oh, that sounds beautiful. So the party buzzed along, full of happy mouse chatter. It turned out that Grandpa Thistle was the very ticklish one. They nibbled cake until the fireflies set the lanterns aglow. But I wonder, Hazel murmured sleepily, could a mouse really fly? That is the question, isn't it? Can a mouse really fly? Wow. They would all just have to wait and see. Yes. Oh, I love Hazel's inquisitive mind. But they would have to all just wait and see. Yes, indeed. Oh. And that is the end of our story. Do you want me to read a little bit of the back? All right, let me do that. I thought we would not have time, but it looks like we have just enough. All right, some Korean words you might like to know. Uma means mommy. Appa means daddy. Harmony, grandma. Haraboji, grandpa. Do, first birthday. doljabi, a first birthday fortune-telling ceremony. Hanbok, a traditional Korean outfit. Kimchi. Oh, I feel like, no, I hear you. Yes, many of us know this one, right? A spicy fermented side dish, most often made with cabbage. Oh, I think I actually had some yesterday. I did. And there are some of those words. When you get this book, please do be sure to check out the back as well, and yeah, check out that glossary. And then here it says too, when a Korean or Korean American mouse or human turns 1, the family throws a big celebration. For a woodland mouse, this feast usually takes place at the foot of a tree. There is lots of special food: barbecued acorns, fiddlehead soup, wildflower bibimbap, dandelion, kimchi, and more. Humans generally celebrate at home or in a banquet hall, and they prefer barbecued meats and vegetables, seafood pancakes, steamed rice, dumpling soup, and spicy cabbage kimchi. Oh, I'm getting hungry just reading that. Mouse or human, the baby wears a traditional Korean outfit called a hanbok. A dosang or door table is piled with high with fruits and other symbols of health and good luck. The highlight of the party is the doljabi ceremony, when the baby chooses an object from a collection of meaningful items. Usually, there are traditional objects like yarn and a book, along with some modern choices, like a stethoscope and a microphone. The family might also include items with special meaning for them. Whatever the baby chooses is said to predict the future. Ah. Love it. Love traditions. And yeah, I hope that we learned something from that, and I hope that we enjoyed it most of all too. So thank you so much for joining in. Thank you for joining us this week, as we will be highlighting Asian American and Pacific Island books for Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage month of May. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. That was Hazel and Twig, the birthday fortune. This one is written and illustrated by Brenna Burns Yu. And of course, we were reading it with permission of the publishers, CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Please catch me on the other side of this short break when we're back for more Storytime.
We're your attention tenders, and you're listening to Story Time with Mr. Lamata. One more time. We're attention tenders, and you're listening to Story Time with Mr. Lamata. Yay, Mr. Lamata! Yay, you.
Love it. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this wonderful book. Please find it where we find books, and of course, find it at your local library. Ask for it, and of course, get to enjoy this beautiful story. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. If you think this one was sweet, well, wait until you see what we have for you tomorrow. And we're bringing an artist and a creator that has been here already to Storytime. Yes, the illustrator of this book, Hee Won Yum, has been here to Storytime, and of course, this time brings us I Am a Bird, and this one is written by Hope Lim. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime, and we will be reading this one with permission also of CANDLEWICK Press. Thank you so much for joining in. Please do join me tomorrow when we're back with I Am a Bird. Join in for this very special book, very special relationship, and very, very special fun being had out there as well. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. One more time, let us see who was with us this morning enjoying that wonderful, wonderful book. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Yes, indeed. Rain out there in Kentucky. Well, thank you so much for being here. We hope that this book was exactly what was needed this morning to take some of that rain gloom away. But of course, I hope that you stay dry. I hope that you stay well indeed. Thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. Ari and of course, Megan, thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Feeling great today. Thank you for asking. I am feeling wonderful indeed. Definitely got my strength back and yeah, just feeling clear too, and yeah, just feeling good. All those little chills and things are gone. So thank you so much for asking. Absolutely love it that we're here together as always. Sheba Chanda, thank you so much for joining us out there in Lusaka, Zambia. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you indeed for joining in. I hope that you're getting excited. I know that the Women's World Cup, Soccer World Cup, is coming up in New Zealand, and of course Zambia will be participating there. So congratulations to the Shipolo Polo, wishing them luck in the tournament. And of course, it'll just be wonderful to have a Zambian team out there, won't it be? Thank you so much for joining in, Sheba Chanda. All the best to the Zambia female soccer team out there in New Zealand in the upcoming tournament. Thank you so much for being here with us. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to you one more time, Pamela Courtney. A wee bit of chastising filled with love from Auntie Pam. Love it, love it, love it. Thank you. We hope you're making rest part of your self-care too. I have, Auntie Pam, I promise. I have. That was good. And thank you. Thank you to Sarah and Nathan as well, and Amanda for also reminding me on Friday. I definitely did a good job of that. Slept, hydrated a lot, and just lay around. Some of it was of course needed, but then of course I also pushed myself to just take that extra rest that was needed. So absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely love it. Thank you, thank you. Yes, indeed, I'm feeling a whole lot better. And of course, we would definitely be taking it slower to make sure that I heal properly. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. Absolutely love it. And you agree too. Yes, I agree with you as well. You say, wonderful book. Well, it is indeed a wonderful book, this one that we just read. If it's your first time reading it, well, welcome to it. And of course, keep sending us those recommendations so we can bring brand new books here to Storytime as well. Thank you so much for joining in. This has been Storytime for today. Please remember to join us again tomorrow when we're back with a wonderful, wonderful book. I Am a Bird, a beautiful book indeed. I Am a Bird. He-Won Yum and Hope Lim bringing us this one. And of course, Candlewick Press. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been Story Time. Yes, please, what does it mean to you to celebrate Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month? What does it mean to you? Maybe tomorrow you can share with us. What does it mean to you? What have you learned? Let us definitely take an extra interest and of course, extra time, some extra research into finding out what this month is all about and why it is important, why we observe it. Thank you so much for being here with us, of course, on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Hugs, hugs, hugs. Thank you so much for being here. Sarah and Nathan, thank you for joining us out there in Illinois. Yes, today it is a misty gray out there. It is misty and gray indeed. Thank you so much for being here with us. And of course, out in Harvard, Massachusetts, thank you for joining us, Marietta. Thank you indeed for being here on Storytime. Hugs to you, Auntie Pam, Braylon, Chad, Auntie Ann. Yes, chastising and all. Appreciate you, love you. It is needed. Yes, those that love us, I think, tell us exactly what should be happening. Thank you so much. This has been Story Time for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Happy Monday, everybody. And of course, hoping that you have a wonderful week ahead. Thank you for being here. Please remember too that we do have a big event coming up on June 3rd. It is coming up. It is almost here. Children's Fairyland will be hosting the Children's Book Festival. So come and join us. Children's Book Festival. Who doesn't want to be there? Thank you so much for joining in. And then, of course, on Thursday, we do have the amazing Charlotte Chang here live on Storytime. So come on in and join us. Come on out and have fun with us. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime. I'll see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Much love. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start our reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all reading? I just can't wait to be hearing. Ooh, story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.